What's going on? Engineer Mojo here, back with another car video. This time I'm working on my baby, my 2003 Toyota Tacoma oil change. Right off the back, this is the tools you will need to complete this job. Number one, 14mm socket, a socket wrench, 6-inch extension, a washer for your oil drain plug. I'll tell you what size later on in the video. Some kind of funnel to funnel the oil back into your motor, or you can make a homemade one. I'll show you what I mean by that later on in the video as well. Also need either strong hands to remove the oil filter or some other means to remove it if it's on tight by chance. You can either use an old Brillo pad or some kind of sandpaper to give you that extra grip that you may need. I'll show you what I mean also later on in the video. And that's pretty much all you need. Now let's get started with this install. Let's go. Step one, you want to loosen the oil cap, and please note that it does tell you on there the recommended oil weight and viscosity. So this one recommends 5W30, and you want to loosen this so that it's easier for the oil to drain once you pull the drain plug below. So we'll just put this a little loose so that we don't have any foreign contaminants fall inside the cylinder head. Alright, your next step is to position the oil drain pan underneath the oil drain bolt, and that is going to be, if you see right here, this is your plastic or metal cover, underpan cover to your truck. If you just go underneath, you go right in the center of this pan, you'll see an access hole right here, right in the middle of your engine bay, and in there you're going to have a 14mm bolt that you can extract with your 14mm socket and an extension. Alright, I showed you where the access hole is. I'm going to take my extension. This is a 6-inch extension, 14mm socket, standard 3/8 socket wrench. Put it right in there into the hole. And remember, lefty loosey is to loosen, bolts right tight is to tighten. So we're going to go to the left. Voila. I'm not going to let this drain for about 5 to 10 minutes. Alright, while your oil is draining, the next step you want to do is to recognize that there is a washer on your oil drain plug. You want to replace this. I don't know the size off the top of my head, but I will put it in a text right here when I find out. As you see, it's just about finished draining, so I've replaced the drain plug washer, and I'll reinstall the bolt. Alright, the next step you want to do is remove your oil filter. And as you can see, I'm on the driver's side of the truck. I'm looking through the wheel well, and as you see, the oil filter is right there. It's pretty easy to access it from underneath the wheel well and get in there and remove it, hopefully by hand. Now, as you can see, I'm reaching through the wheel well, and my arm is back there at the oil filter. Little pro tip, if it is a little hard, put your body weight forward into the oil filter. Now it'll create a little more grip for you, and your weight of your body will help your hand kind of create extra pressure on the oil filter, be easier to turn. If that doesn't work, another tip is to grab like a Brillo pad that you can get, when you clean your dishes, one of the real ones that are real textured Brillo pads. Put that on there with your hand, and it should knock it right off really easily. And now I'm just twisting this to the left, as you remember, lefty loosey, and voila. Like I said, there will be a little bit of spillage, so make sure that you have your oil pan ready right below. And here we go, the old oil filter. Whenever I buy an oil filter, I always inspect it at the store just to make sure that it's not a used one or one that's defective. I already checked this one, but just if you haven't, check again. Just make sure that the seals are all intact, all in one piece, that there's no signs of damage around the outside of the filter. Install of a new filter is the reverse of the removal of the old, except that you want to apply a thin film of oil around the rubber grommet right here, just so that it reduces the chance of decay of the grommet and decreases the chance of leaks. Alright, I've taken some of the new oil that I bought. Just in case anybody's wondering, I'm using Walmart brand SuperTech. Completely okay to use Walmart brand oil for a daily driver or any kind of vehicle that you're not racing. Buy the cheapest oil that's on sale. You're not going to hurt your engine. It should be fine. Unless your car started off with full synthetic, you should be fine just using cheap conventional oil, store brand. So I'll take my finger, put it in there, and apply it on the top of the ring. As you can see, that's the threaded insert that your oil filter, your new oil filter, will go on. It's all twisted, and once it's snug tight where I can't twist with a light pressure with my hand, I'll twist another half turn. And that makes sure that the seal is in full contact with the metal rim, but that it's not too tight. Alright, now that you're almost done, the next step is to refill the motor with oil. So I'll remove the cap that I had slightly on before. Typically the oil capacity of these is 5.5 quarts, and that's with an oil filter change. Another tip, if you don't have a funnel to put your oil through, you can easily make one really simply. I just took an old plastic bottle, cut the bottom off, voila, homemade oil filter for cheap. Alright, oil changes are complete. Now from here what I'll do is I'll just clean up the engine bay. I like to keep everything nice and clean. I wipe any excess oil off the surface of the motor as well as underneath. It's easier to check and see if there's any leaks. Post oil change, I'll go back and I'll tighten up the oil drain plug. There is a torque spec for that, but snug tight is perfectly fine. And we are all done. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and share. Please put any tips that you have down below that may help me out in the future or help somebody else out who's watching this video. And please support. Thanks again. Goodbye.